Most people think that fishing is one of the hardest skills to level up in Hypixel Skyblock. But what if I told you this was far from the case? What if I told you that you could get fishing 50 in less than 40 hours on a new profile? You would probably think that I've lost my mind. But today, I will show you how to do it. So, without further ado, let's get on to the video. Before we start this guide, bear in mind this is not a complete fishing progression guide. I will be going over the gear you need and how to tell what upgrades to get when, as well as of course the fastest way to get fishing 50. But I will not be giving you a guide to other fishing methods apart from the one that I'm going to show you. If you want to see a complete and ultimate fishing progression guide, then get this video to 500 likes, and that guide will release once we reach that milestone. Also for this method, there's a few requirements before you start, either Combat 22 or alternatively Heart of Mountain 5, either one of these requirements. Ideally Heart of Mountain 5, we'll get onto why in a minute. As well as also, I would recommend having at least 100 million coins saved up to buy the setup we're going to need. 100 million coins really isn't that much money, and this method can make you between 20 to 30 million coins per hour as well. If you don't have 100 million coins lying around, I would highly recommend that you go and check out our recent early game money making method video. I'll leave that linked in the top right. Go and check that out if your purse is currently looking like this. If we come to the fishing guide section of my Discord server, you will see that we already have a guide for fishing 0 to 19, as you can see right here. Step 1 is you're going to need around 10 to 15 million coins, and we're going to buy some items which are really good in getting you some early game fishing XP. So with these coins that you're going to accrue using an early game moneymaker method, you're going to want to buy a bunch of fish. This is because they can be donated to Coral. If we head over to Galatea, we are at the spawn of Galatea right now. You're going to want to come and take this path that I'm currently taking. Come past all these houses, turn right, and you're going to see this red little house down here. Here you will be able to find Coral, and she's going to allow you to donate some fish. Again, you're going to want to donate all of the fish from the list here. You're going to want to buy them from the auction house, and they'll cost a few 100,000 coins each. In total, this will give you 205,000 fishing XP, which will get you over half of the way to fishing 19 already. After this, we still need a further 120,000 fishing XP. And for this, we're going to use the can of worms. The can of worms is a consumable item, costing about 30,000 coins per unit. It has a chance of giving you some fishing bait, which is kind of useless, or alternatively some fishing XP, which in this case is very useful. If we buy some just as an example, you can see if I spam click these on the ground, in the bottom left you can see I'm getting a mixture of bait as well as also fishing XP. And the fishing XP will help you get to fishing 19. As you can see in this guide, each can of worms is going to give you an average of 428 fishing XP. This means that in total we need 280 cans of worms. So this will cost you about 6.7 million coins in total. Please do bear in mind that you may not need to buy as many cans of worms as this depending on how much fishing XP you had before starting step 1. I'd recommend just buy one stack at a time and then just keep on going until you reach fishing 19. In terms of gear for this method, I'm not going to deliberate and go over every single little upgrade you can get, as I'd be here for 10 plus minutes. Instead, I've put it into a short and easy Discord guide, just like we had for fishing 0 to 19. So you can see here your fishing armor progression, your fishing rod progression, your fishing equipment progression, your pet progression, the necessary attributes for this method, as well as also other useful items and accessories. Underneath each section, you also have what modifiers to get. For example, for pets, it talks about pet items. For your rod, it talks about your reforges, enchants, etc. Similar for the armor. So again, join the Discord if you haven't already, and you'll be able to find this guide. Alternatively, just pause it on screen now, and you can see it just like that. The important ones, if you've just hit fishing 19, are the Topaz Rod if you're Heart of Mountain 5, and Starter Lava Rod if you don't have Heart of Mountain 5. You're going to want to get a set of Sponge Armor, a set of 3/4 Snowy Itch-Seek equipment, as well as a Backwater Necklace, a level 100 Squid, an Auto Pet Rules 2-pack, and a Legendary Ammonite with Washed Up Souvenir. As well as also you're going to want to buy all of the necessary attributes, and if you can, all of these things in the other useful items and accessories section. Particularly the Glowy Mush Mix-In is necessary, as well as also as many enrichments as you can get. Again, I will cover this in more detail if I do make the full fishing guide. Get me to 500 likes and that will be coming. So you are now geared up and it's time to actually get fishing. We're going to be fishing on Galatea, and we're going to be fishing up Strider Surfers. I did forget to mention earlier, you're going to need a weapon of course. The brilliant thing about this method is it's not like Crimson Isle fishing, where you're going to need a Hyperion, a Flaming Flay, or another very expensive weapon in order to kill sea creatures effectively. Instead, you need this axe, costing just 1 million coins. You may need to put some more stuff on it, which does make it a bit more expensive. If you're struggling for damage, you can apply the Rugged Reforge, giving 13 strength and 12% crit damage, Hot Potato and Fuming Potato Boots, giving up to 30 damage and strength, as well as also the Wood Splitter 6 enchant, increasing your damage by a further 80% to Strider Surfers. When you consider you don't need the Hyperion, which costs 1.5 billion coins, this is so much easier to do from an early game perspective. The final thing you're going to need to prioritize this method, and I promise this is the final thing, is you're going to need to get as much attack speed as possible to ensure that you can kill the mobs as quickly as possible. The first is getting the HE Reforge on your accessories, and this will give you a solid chunk of attack speed. I've got just over 600 magical power, so I get 49 bonus attack speed from this. You can also then put your enrichments onto bonus attack speed as well. I'd recommend having at least 300 magical power to do this method. A really easy way of getting a 35 attack speed is by putting a Crochet Tiger plushie on your squid pet. Of course, we're using the squid pet to kill, so we may as well max out our bonus attack speed with it. We also get 10 from the Burning Soul Shard, and that adds up to 112 in total. You only need 82 to max out your efficiency for this method, so even with like 200 magical power, you should have enough attack speed. But I'd recommend getting more to make sure you do at least 20k damage. Let's go back to Galatea, and here is where you're going to want to go to do this method. You're going to want to follow the route that I'm taking. Turn left past the Fusion Flipper, come over this tree, and teleport over to just behind this beacon. And here you're going to find a nice little pool of lava. Before we start, here are my fishing stats and setup. I of course have the Fixstone Splitter as my weapon, my Topaz Rod to fish up stuff, my Shark Scale armor, my Backwater Necklace, my 3/4 HC equipment, my Ammonite, my Squid Pet, my Auto Pet rules. I'm using Fish Bait to make sure I get 300 fishing speed, and here are the attributes which I am using. In total, this equates to 257 fishing speed. Of course, with the Fish Bait, this goes to 300. I also have 68 Sea Creature chance, which is a little bit low, but I don't have many enrichments. Yours will be higher if you have higher magical power and more enrichments. And I also have 52 fishing wisdom. Of course, with the Squid Pet, this increases to 82. Give me effectively 82% more fishing XP on Sea Creature kills. Now you're ready to start fishing. Make sure that you're standing a few blocks back to make sure the Strider Surfers don't hit you when they do spawn in. So you can see, standing a reasonable distance, about 2 blocks away, this Strider Surfer is not hitting me. If I stand too close though, it's going to start hitting me. So make sure you're standing at least a few blocks back, then just cast your rod again and keep on going. The Sea Creature cap here is 30 Sea Creatures, so you can go for a pretty long time before you hit this cap. So just make sure you count up until you get 30 Sea Creatures, and then you can kill them. Each Strider Surfer gives a base 800 fishing XP, which is then of course scaled by your fishing wisdom. So this method is incredible for fishing XP no matter what game stage you are. Just for the sake of saving time, let's pretend that I've got 30 Strider Surfers here, so I'm going to take out my axe and then just start hitting them. As you can see, I only do 18k damage. It may be that you need to swap to a Crimson or any better DPS set to kill these mobs. There you go, I'm now doing 41k damage, just like that, a lot better. And if it means swapping sets for having to have 300 less magical power, definitely worth it. Then once you've killed the mobs, you just simply repeat the process and keep on going. It really is that simple. This is quite repetitive, but when you're getting fishing levels this quickly, you really can't complain. Each kill is going to give me about 1500 fishing XP once we account for our fishing wisdom, which is absolutely ridiculous. Here we are with a max fishing setup this time on my main profile, and you can see how much quicker we can fish these up. So whenever you get a new level milestone, whether it be fishing 27, fishing 30, fishing 35, 36, 37 or 45, it's very crucial that you go and buy the necessary gear to level up your setup. As for each level up you get, you're going to be getting more XP and more kills and more profit per hour. Very much worth investing any profits back into your setup. I would highly recommend it. By the time you get fishing 50, you could have made up to 400 million coins. Speaking of profit and XP per hour, let's now go and show you my custom Discord bot, which will walk you through how to see how much XP per hour, how much profit per hour, and how long it will take you to get fishing 50. Here we are then on the Discord, and we can see the fishing bot info channel, which is going to tell us a quick summary of how to use the fishing bot in game. First of all, your account must be verified, and don't worry, this isn't a rat, this isn't some kind of elaborate scam, it's just to check that you're subscribed to me on YouTube. As I think it's a fair price. If I spent over 10 hours making these bots, if you literally spend 3 seconds clicking a button, I think that's a fair trade. Of course, the pushing for YouTube rank and every single one of you is greatly appreciated. And this bot is a really cool feature. I would highly recommend that you do try and use it. So you're going to want to make sure you link your YouTube account here, which will show that you're subscribed to me, and then you'll be able to use all of the bot features permanently, just like that. This also applies to the old hunting bot for anyone who's been struggling to use that. If you haven't verified, you won't be able to use it. Going back to the fishing bot info channel, you're going to see stuff about calculating your fishing rates. First of all, you're going to want to run /update stats, and you're going to want to input the necessary fishing stats that it asks for. So let's go to the commands channel. So let's run /update stats just like so. Input your fishing speed, for us that's 300. Our secret chance, for us that's 68. Our wisdom was 82. Our double hook chance was 0 as we did not have the burnt text pet items. During marina though this may be higher. Quick bite level is going to be 0, that's an enchant on the fishing rod and we did not have that. And our flash level, also the ultimate enchant for the rod, we also had that as 0. So let's update our stats just like so. We can then run /calculate fishing XP and this will show us our estimated XP per hour. With our stats at just fishing 24, we get over 1 million fishing XP per hour, which is pretty damn ridiculous. If we want to see how long it'll take to get to fishing 27 and then unlock some new fishing gear and therefore increase our rates, we can then do /time until fishing 50 and let's put our current level of level 24. Here you'll see it's only going to take us about 1 hour in order to get level 27. And if you were to keep the same setup, about 2 days in order to get level 50. But obviously in practice it's less than that because obviously you're going to be upgrading your setup as you get more levels. One we're worried about is level 27, which takes 1 hour, and then you can go back to the fishing gear progression guide and you'll see at level 27 you unlock the first piece of the lava hunter armor. You unlock the magma rod, which will both give you decent upgrades to your rates. At fishing 30 you unlock the inferno rod, at 35 you get the hellfire rod, at 36 you get the thunder armor, etc, you get the point. The higher you level up, the more gear you will unlock and the better your rates will be. Let's say you're fishing 36, at which point getting max stats is very much possible, because of course you have the hellfire rod, the thunder armor, and probably a bit more magical power by now as well. So let's run /update stats again, and let's put in max stats. So 300 fishing speed, 100 secrets chance, 82 fishing wisdom, 5 double hook chance, level 5 with a quick bite enchant, and level 5 of the flash enchant. Then again if we run /calculate fishing XP, this time we're going to be getting over 2 million XP per hour, which is literally crazy considering how early game this method can be. Then if we again run /time until fishing 50, and let's say we're fishing 36 by now, this will instead show our time to get level 45, about 9 hours to unlock Magma Lord, and then to get to level 50, about 16 hours in total from level 36. So all in all, this command can be very useful in showing your estimated time until fishing 50 to help you plan out your time effectively. Finally, the bot can also show your Strider server profits, and with max stats, this is about 26 million coins per hour by selling the gill membranes and the sturdy bones which you get. I'd recommend selling these in stacks on the auction house. All in all, an incredibly useful bot. If you haven't joined the Discord already, then what the hell are you doing? So that's going to conclude today's fishing 50 guide, a fairly simple method, but it's super effective. If you do have any questions, feel free to comment them down below, including questions about the Discord bot. I'm always happy to answer them, either in the comments or in the Discord itself. If you did enjoy today's video, then feel free to leave a like, and I'll be making an ultimate guide to fishing once this video gets to 500 likes. Thank you all so much for watching, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.